Okay, we're gonna read the selection. A penny saved is a penny earned. Number 1. On the way home from my old grade school, there was a corner drugstore called Thompson's. Mr. Thompson was a pharmacist, and his wife worked at the checkout counter. The store carried a little bit of everything: medicine, magazines, cosmetics, school supplies, toys, greeting cards, and more. It also had the best candy counter of any store around. So this is like the introduction, right? So we have Mr. Thompson. A few years ago, I was in Thompson's with my mom. I was wandering through the aisles, as I had done hundreds of times before, when I noticed a new item in the school supply section. It was a deluxe set of 24 colored pencils. Oh, I know which kind. They came in a flat tin box that was painted with a picture of the pencils. There were 3 sets. I opened one of them. The pencils were sharpened to perfect points. The rich colors, this is a description. The rich colors offered endless possibilities compared to my set of 8 basic colors at home. I was going through a comic book writing phase at the time. I knew that I had to have them. So here we go. This is why he feels that he needs them, because he's doing comic book writing. Number 5, I looked at the bottom of the tin. The price was $2.98. This presented a slight problem. You see, Mom had bought Harry and V. Marshall a potted plant to apologize for my bike tracks in their new driveway. Apologize for my bike tracks in their new driveways. Oh, so he did that. She and Dad were withholding, this is a word that they will ask for, withholding my allowance until the plant was paid for. So Mom and Dad bought it, but he was paying for it with his allowance. You know, allowance is what parents give every week, or like pocket money for you to spend. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it is called an allowance. And it was to apologize for something he did wrong to the neighbors, I guess. So he didn't have any money to buy. He didn't have any money. Okay, now we have the problem in the story. When we got home, I took the plug out of the bottom of my piggy bank and counted the change. I had 186, not enough. That meant I still needed $1.12 plus taxes. Ooh, plus taxes. The solution was tossed my way the following Monday when I stopped at Thompson's after school to look at the pencils. I had asked Mrs. Thompson how much it will cost with the tax, so he needed to know exactly how much he will have to pay. She answered, $3.22. She reported, shall I ring them up for you? Maybe another day, I answered. So he means that he doesn't have the money. I walked out of the store and sat down on the bench that was right outside the door. As I was sitting there, feeling sorry for myself, 2 junior high boys came out of the store with bags of candy. I saw one of them toss a few pennies onto the sidewalk. I saw one of them. Okay. The boys kept walking. But he should have told them that they left some money on the sidewalk. I waited until they had rounded the corner. Then I went to pick up the pennies. There were 3 of them, 3 pennies. I put them in my pocket. Lots of times I had seen kids throw away pennies that they had received as change. Oh, they knew that they threw them. In fact, it used to drive Mom crazy when she saw it happen, so they threw them on purpose. No one can afford to throw away a penny, she would say, or if they can afford it, they should donate their pennies to charity. Like pennies for patients, the fundraiser we had in school. I began to look around the sidewalk. Under the bench, oh, he got an idea. Like, this is supposed to be a light bulb. Looks like something else. I don't know. I began to look around the sidewalk. Under the bench, there were 2 more pennies. Ooh! I I added them to the collection in my pocket. My career as a penny pincher had begun. So every day after school, I checked outside the Thompsons. On the average, I found 2 or 3 pennies a day. At that rate, I figured it will only take me a couple of weeks to have enough money to buy the pencils. I started to look for. Let me underline that because that was a solution. A couple of weeks. I started to look for coins in other places too. I never passed a phone booth without stopping to check the coin return. Phone booth. I never actually found any coins there, but I did find a dime on the floor of a phone booth. Sometimes there would be a stray penny on the sidewalk or in a store parking lot. I really hit the jackpot when I found 37 cents in the pocket of my old jeans. By the end of the 3 weeks, I finally had enough money to buy the pencils. I put all of my coins into a paper bag and headed over to Thompson's. I hurried to the school supply section. The pencils were gone. Then I heard Mrs. Thompson ask, "Are these what you were looking for?" She has them. I looked toward the counter. She held up the sets of pencils. "When the second set was sold, I put these away for you," she explained. "I know you've had your eye on them." "Thanks, I finally got enough money," I told her. I dumped the coins on the counter. "Just right," she announced. He solved his problem. She put the pencils in a bag for me. Then she reached over and put a box of chocolate-covered raisins in the bag too. Ooh, like a bonus. "These are for being such a loyal customer," said Mrs. Thompson. I thanked her again and went home to try my new colors. Happy ending. Okay, question 17. The narrator section in paragraphs 11 through 16 of the story show that what did he do? Paragraphs 11 through 16, I need to go back. Okay, so 11 through 16 are all of these. And I just need to go back and check what I underlined. So he was looking for pennies. And he had an idea. He was looking for them almost everywhere. And what else? Well, it says by the end of 3 weeks, I finally had enough money to buy the pencils. I'm going to underline that. This part over here. So this part explains how he actually got the money. Because he saw these guys dropping pennies on the street, he collected them, and then he started looking for those stray pennies everywhere until he collected enough money to buy the pencils. So what does this show about the character? What does this show? Okay, he's determined. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy my pencils no matter what. Letter B. This one could be. Letter B. Often gets what he wants without effort. Well, this is totally wrong because he was persistent and he was collecting pennies from everywhere during 3 weeks. So he was actually working for those. Letter C. Knows he should give money away. He didn't give the money away. And letter D. Relies on others. Nobody helped them. So the correct answer will be letter A. He's determined to achieve his goal, and his goal was to buy those pencils. Okay, and number 18. What is the meaning of the word withholding? Withholding. Hold your horses. Hold means to keep. Okay, hold it. Right? Withholding. So this is a compound word. It says increasing in amount. Are you keeping it? No. Punishing harshly. Hold it. No, you don't punish. Refusing to give. Oh, the opposite of give is hold. Oh, using as one property? No. My correct answer has to do with refusing to give. And if you go back to the sentence, it says that mom was withholding his allowance. She wasn't giving him his allowance, remember? 19. According to the story, the reason the narrator doesn't initially have enough money to buy the pencils is that I remember the mom was taking his allowance or withholding his allowance because he had to buy something. I don't recall exactly what, but she had to buy something as sorry act or action to for the neighbors. Remember, he made some bike tracks on the neighbor's driveway. Okay, now I'm gonna read the choices. He has damaged someone's property. Yes, he did. He has spent his money on things he doesn't need. No, they never mentioned that. The school supplies are expensive. Not at all. The sales tax is too high. No. Oh, this one was easy. He damaged someone's property by leaving bike tracks on the driveway. Read the following sentence from paragraph 7. The solution was tossed my way. Okay, tossed my way. So it happened almost as an accident. The following Monday, when I stopped at Thompson's after school to look at the pencil, so the solution was tossed my way. It was out of luck. What can the reader conclude? Conclude means to infer, if you remember. What can you infer from this sentence? He was lucky. Okay, let me check my answers. He will find the money he needs at the drugstore that day? No. He will get the money he needs in an unexpected way? That could be he will get the money in an unexpected way. He will look at the drugstore after school each day to earn money. No, he was not going to work. He will collect money at school. At school. Guys, this is a distractor. Because, yeah, he collected money, but not at school. It was on the street. So, my correct answer is he will get the money he needs in an unexpected way because he got an idea. Number 21. Based on their actions described in the story, the narrator's parents, we're talking about the parents, most likely think it is important to what did the parents do in the story? Mom withheld his allowance because they bought like a plant or something to say I'm sorry for something that he damaged. Remember? He left bike tracks in the driveway in the the neighbor's driveway. So mom said, okay, I'm gonna buy this plant to apologize. The word was apologize. So what kind of parents are those? Okay, let's see. A, buy gifts to give to neighbors. Be very careful. You might think that is the answer, but there was a reason. Their child damaged property. Okay, so it was just not because. Letter B, find hobbies. Hobbies, not a hobby. Help children take responsibility for their behavior. So when you hurt someone, it is not enough just to say, I'm sorry, but you got to do something to repair the damage. So this one sounds like it. Pick up money when it is found on the street. Parents didn't do that. So my correct answer is this one. Because mom was actually trying to teach him responsibility. You damaged property, you have to apologize, and you got to do something to try to repair the damage, the cost. Okay, and then question 22. The narrator section in paragraph 13 implied that he will. Imply means infer, conclude. It's like, what do you think? All right. So actions. What did he do? Paragraph 13. That's why I placed it there, because I need to go back and reread. I began to look around the sidewalk. Under the bench, there were 2 more pennies. I added them to the collection in my pocket. My career as a penny pincher had begun. It's like he was determined to do that, right? To look for pennies everywhere. So what can you conclude? What can you infer? F. Observe his surroundings more closely wherever he goes. He had to observe. Could be. I'm not so sure. G. Keep all his pennies in his pocket until he has saved enough. Really? Okay. Stay at the bench and collect all the pennies people throw away. I don't think so. Try to think of a different way to collect money. This one I know is totally wrong. Stay at the bench. He was not going to stay at the bench. And keep all his pennies in his pocket. This is a distractor. Observe has to do with look around, right? So this is my correct answer. Okay, 23. Which sentences best help to create suspense? Suspense. It's like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? All right, letter A. They'd come to 322. She reported, shall I bring them out for you? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. How can that create suspense? No. I hurried to the school supply section. The pencils were gone. This one, I think so. I looked over the counter. She held up a set of the pencils. No. I dumped the coins out onto the counter. Just right, she announced. No, because I know that it's happening. So this is the part, like, I remember when I was running, it was like, oh my gosh, right? Like, what is going to happen because the pencils were gone, right? Next. Read the sentences from paragraph 4. The pencils were sharpened to perfect points. The rich colors offered endless possibilities compared to my set of 8 basic colors at home. What is he saying? He's saying that these are better compared to the ones that he has. The author uses the description of the pencils to show why did he include that? How sad the narrator feels when he can't afford them? No. How much the narrator wants to buy them? It's like, yeah, I'm going to try to convince my mom to buy those for me. Yeah. That the colors inspire the narrator with ideas? No. That the pencils the narrator has are no longer usable? He's not saying that. He's saying that these are better. So he's saying that he wants them very much. 25. Mrs. Thompson contributes to solving the narrator's problem mostly by, she saved those, she saved them. She saved the colors for him. So now that I know, I'm going to read my choices. Telling the narrator how much money he needs to buy the pencils. That could be. Suggesting places. No. Giving the narrator a box of chocolate covered raisins? No. Saving a box. See, this is my word, guys. This was the distractor. Be very careful. Okay? Saving a box of pencils behind the counter until he could afford them. This is my correct answer.